All right, welcome to SaleCORE's training class on broadcast. I'm going to be going over the broadcast new email tool. Um, and what is broadcasting? Broadcasting allows you to send out email to a group of your clients or one client or your entire SaleCORE contact database. Today, I'm going to show you in this training video how to send out a open house um, uh, broadcast to your clients. Here's an example of what I'm going to show you how to put together. I've got my logo, the open house here, the date and time, and I have some specific photos here as well. And then I have my built-in email signature as well. So I'm going to show you how to do this using broadcasting by email. I also have a specific listing here that I have selected as my listing I'm going to send out as an open house. And then this is the URL up top here of my listing on my website. Okay. Again, you can just go to your website and you know pick out your specific listing that you want to send out. When you go to your listing, when you click on the enlarge, this will open up the URL to that specific listing that you're wanting to send out. I have also hyperlinked in the photos the specific listing as well. Okay, so those are just some things, some material. I'm going to use the photos off of the listing as well. So again, if I want to, um, you know, left click on my mouse and I want to save these photos onto my computer, whichever photos I want to use for my open house or my just listed. I can totally do that, right? Totally up to you. But I just pick out some of my favorite photos on my listing. You might already have them on your computer as well. You probably do when you loaded them up into your MLS, right? Or into your other marketing efforts. Um, I didn't necessarily have them. So that's a few photos there. So I have those now. So let's go back over to broadcast again. Here's the broadcast tool. I'm going to assume that you have already imported or already have all of your contacts ready inside of SaleCORE Contact Management System. So I've already imported all my contacts into the system with the import tool here on the right hand side. And then I've already created a group. One, I have a training group, Heath here, that's just my own contact, but then I have another group, but I'm going to be using the training group as my way to show you how to use groups. Again, you can add new group here up top by just simply clicking on new group, adding the group name. And then when you click on the client record here, you'll notice that I have selected the specific group, but again, I can add multiple contacts to the groups that I have, okay, or remove them. So again, under my training group, I just have myself here to show you with using that control. Under settings, one more thing that I want to make sure that you have done is under settings, under market channel, make sure that you have your email set up here under market channel. and that will make sure that your email is able to go out. And then one other thing is email and social. I highly recommend that you put your email signature in here. You can see I've got my logo, my signature, my photo and contact information here. And then again, also if you have a SaleCORE website, make sure that you have your website selected here as well that you're going to be using. Again, hit save if it isn't already selected. Make sure you have all your social media links here on the right hand side set up. Okay, so under the broadcast tool, I'm going to show you here. I've already have one built, created on the right, but I'm going to start from scratch. So I want to click on new email here up top to start my broadcast email. New email. So I'm going to select that. Under audience, this is the type of audience that you're selecting. If you select contact, that's just going to select one contact in your actual SaleCORE contact database. If I'm going to select an entire group, then I would get type in this group name. Presto, it's there. This is the actual title of the email that's going to go out. So you can see here, broker open house Thursday, 11:30 to 4 o'clock, right? So that's where this would go. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this here, and I'm just going to paste that in. Broker open house Thursday, 11:30 to 4 o'clock. Okay. Now I can go ahead and click on save as a draft, or I can continue over to body and start building my email. I'm going to go ahead and save this as a draft first so that I can show you. The reason I like going in and creating a draft is I can make sure that, it one doesn't time out, that I've get that piece done, and then I like to move on to the next. Just something that I have a habit of doing. I'm going to go ahead and click on edit, and you'll see that it's all here ready to go. Then I'm going to click on body. Okay, so these are what we call blocks, and these are little tools that you can use to build out your email. And then these are structures. You see that I can left click on my mouse and I can just pull structures over here as I go. Okay, so I have a bunch of structures. Now, do you see the little text structure here? I can put text in. So that's one of the controls. Again, I can just pop in text if I want here. The little drop down here, I can preview the email, I can send it, I can schedule it, I can save it as a draft, or I can even save it as a template. Okay, I'm going to right now just save it as a draft. Okay, so there it again, it's ready to go. Now I'm going to go back over to edit. I'm going to go onto body, and some things that you'll see here. One, I have my logo. I'm going to go ahead and add that into just so I can use that logo. Now you can see that I have this kind of into a two-part, right? So I've got two-part here. I'm going to go over to structures and I'm going to put in a 2 even parts. Again, you just left click with your mouse and you can just drag it over and drop it in. Okay. Now, again, if I don't like that one, there's a little delete button here. I can move it up and down if I want. So it's cool little controls. Okay. This one here I don't really need. So that's there. So I'm kind of building out what I want my email to look like. So one, I might want to go and grab the images here. So this has a little image manager that will store all of my images for me. If I don't have that image, I can select it and just grab it from my computer. And there was the one, remember I was showing you about my logo. Maybe I want one that's text here, right? So I can just type in open house, right? And then maybe I want to bold it. Maybe I want a specific color in here as well, right? So if I want a color, if I want sizing, if I want this to be centered, however I want this to, to kind of look, right? I can totally do that. Now, if I want this to be, centered, again, I can do that. Maybe I want this to be a little bigger font. Over here, hosted open house. I think I put that in here. Hosted. So again, now you can see that I've got that. Now I can save this as a draft, right? To go back to. If I'm done for the day and I'm not, ready to send, I can just save as a draft. Okay. And always make sure when you've done something that you save it. If you're going to, not ready to send it, but and even if you're going to send it, make sure you save it first as a draft. I always want to make sure that I have it all saved and done. I want to preview it in my email before I'm going to send it out. Okay, so let's go over here. One, I'm going to go ahead and remove this text box here. I don't quite need that one yet, but I'm going to add an image of the listing. So again, I'm going to select the content box, and I love this listing. It's the first one on my listing right here. Presto, open house. See, it formats everything for me right there, right? So no problem. Again, if I want this, fully moved over to the left aligned, I can do that. If again, just however I want this to look. I like matching my colors with my logo over here. And then so now if I want to preview it, I can just click on the preview tool and it shows me what it looks like as an email going out. Okay, so now I have some additional content down here that I want to add. Copy. Again, I can go over here to the copy box and I can just paste all of this in here. Remove this text. See how I can just pop in text just like on your this functions just like on your word processor, right? On Word. I'm going to center it. It writes all of the HTML for you. Okay. Now I need another control box, right, for my additional photos. So again, I'm going to drop that down in there. I'm going to maybe put a couple more photos in here. Again, now do you see the little image, or you have text or a button or drop down content, whatever you want. The boxes are over here. Like let's say I wanted to add a video, maybe a YouTube video of a listing or a Vimeo. I could do that as well. Okay, so that's something you can do. I can add just raw HTML. I can put my social media buttons in here as well. Okay. Now I already have them all in my signature, but you can play around with these little different controls. This is the image one. Again, if I just want to drag that in there, but I don't necessarily have to do that. I'm just going to select it and I'm going to select my next photo. Now, remember I was showing you how that you could hyperlink to the specific image you want, right? So again, I'm going to go over to my listing, and here's up top is the URL. Remember, so I'm going to copy that URL and I'm going to select the specific photo, and you see where it says link. Well, if I put that URL in there, Now, when my client clicks on that photo here, it will take them over to my website. Well, that's how you link them right back to your actual listing URL. Okay, so that's there. And then you can add some alternate text in here. Maybe I want to call it the dining room, right? So that's, see how it then hovers over and shows the dining room photo. Doesn't look like a dining room. Let's call it maybe living room or family room. I'd say it's the living room. Okay. Okay. So then we got, I'm got my text in here of when, when I'm having the event, right? Maybe it's Thursday, maybe it's Sunday. I think, yeah, I called it Thursday. Okay. So again, here's the photo. If I want to put again the URL of that photo, I can totally do that. Again, maybe this is fireplace and TV room, something like that. Okay, so that's how easy it is to add your photos, your text. And down here's the text of, maybe I want to add my signature in here. So I just go over here to the merge tags. I can add my signature in here, and that will go in there. I can add more photos if I wanted to. There's the dining room. And again, I can go over to my website, go to the URL of the listing, and just pop that right in here under link. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save it right now as a draft, just to kind of take a look at, saving it every once in a while. Again, just to make sure I'm not losing anything. And then presto, those are the things there. If I want to preview it, I can click on preview. If I want to send it to myself as example, okay, so I can do that. I can now also create this as a template if I wanted to use later on. So I can just select save as a template, create template, and then, new template for open houses, right? I don't even have to necessarily put the time, or I can keep whatever I want. This will copy all of this and just put it into a template for me for later. So now I've got this awesome open house template that I can just use, and the only thing I've really got to change out is the photos and the URLs, and everything else there is going to save for later. Okay, so those are some things there. Let me go ahead and go back over to my open house, and then there it is. There it is. Presto. There's the, drives right over the listing. Remember the little call outs, explanations of the photos, the areas, and right here. But this is a great way to drive your clients back to getting to your open houses, or your just listeds, your just solds. Great way for you to market yourself and your listings. Great way for you to generate more referrals, more leads, and more repeat business. using SaleCORE. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and click again on edit. I'm going to go over to the body. Now I'm ready to send it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the little send tool here, and then presto, that will go out. Now it gives me a nice little report here of everybody that I sent the email to. Okay, and it will tell me, who viewed it, who didn't view it, give me all the different report details. Scheduled, sent, delivered, read, and if there was a problem with the email, such as maybe somebody opted out or an email isn't working, then those will pop in here as well. Okay, so those are, again, if I want to view them, this will just give me a report, every time for you to view there. Now, I went ahead and just got the email. Okay, and there it is. And again, drives you right back to there. Now it should show me that 1, 1, and 1. When I click on the details, it will now show me, now that I read that email, it'll show that it was read, okay, and who read it. So when I click on read, you can see Heath Craig message was read. Now I can go over to the report and it will show me the email. And if I click on status, how many times did they actually read the email? Okay, so again, if I want, I can read it again and it will continue to give me a report on that. This is using broadcast by email. Hopefully this was helpful to you. And again, if you need any additional help, you can go to the help control here on the left hand side to view additional training videos on using broadcast and the contacts tab, or any of the additional features here on the left hand side. Again, thank you for using SaleCORE, and make it a great day.